You're listening to a Sight and Sound bite.
We were talking about Kentucky and our love for, not my love. I don't really have a love for Kentucky sports.
I'm watching their game against Kansas right after we record.
But what's funny, in our entire friends group, I'm the only one that went to UK or graduated from it. So, look,
well, Goodman.
I don't even know who that is. Does he really go there?
He did.
Does he anymore?
No, he goes to KU now.
That's right. He's not good enough.
You got to remember Goodman. He's going to eventually be our engineer on Sight and Sound.
Apparently. Anyways, yeah. So if you guys didn't know, we're from Kentucky, right? Where I live like right outside of Lexington, Kentucky, which is one of the biggest cities in the state. We are known for our college basketball team. I would say I keep my ear to the ground with sports in general. I've been a longtime sports fan, but I would say Kentucky basketball is probably in the top sports teams in the country, I would say, in terms of his history and prestige. You know, obviously you have, which this is welcome to Sight and Sound Sports. What is this, phase 9? You've got obviously your Yankees, your Cowboys, your Packers, your Lakers and all that stuff. But in terms of college sports, I mean,
they are the Cowboys and the Yankees of college basketball.
Yeah. I mean, the only team that has more national championships than Kentucky is UCLA. And that is literally because they had one coach who went fucking crazy and won all those national championships. And they didn't do anything since. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So, but anyways.
Take that, Shabazz Mohammed.
The only reason we're even bringing this up right now is because one of my really, really, really good friends, Aubrey Graham, aka you guys might know him as Drake.
Shout out Migos, shout out Zaytoven one time.
He is a big fan of Lexington, Kentucky, and of Kentucky basketball. And actually, Coach Calipari, John Calipari, the coach of Kentucky Wildcats basketball, is a longtime mentor of Drake. And the reason we're talking about this is because
we're mentors of Coach Cal, and he recently started a podcast after Sight and Sound.
Drake and I we're both almost the same age. He's 30. I will be 30 this year. No, we're talking about this news topic because it is a big news topic, not just because we're from Kentucky, not just because of all this stuff, but Drake only gave one interview in 2016, and that was with Zane Lowe of Apple Beats One Radio, right when Views...
One Direction.
Right when Views came out, he gave an interview, and he has not done anything since. And to know that he just sat down for an hour-long podcast with Coach Cal to talk about stuff, it's kind of a big deal. Drake is one of the biggest artists in music, period. I'm a massive, massive Drake
I love how
fan.
you have to tell people that. Like, I love that you preface this. Like, Drake is one of the biggest artists, and someone's sitting there like, oh, okay.
Well, I don't know if that's ever been... I'm sure that's common knowledge, of course, but there's a lot of people that don't like Drake. There's a lot of people that don't think he's quality. They think he's fake.
There's a lot of people that make fun of you for liking him so much.
That's fair. No, I roll deep with Drake. The reason I call him by his birth name, Aubrey, is because I went back to the Degrassi days. I used to watch Degrassi every single week when it came on Noggin in high school.
Noggin.
I knew him as Wheelchair Jimmy. So to see how far he's come is very impressive. Oh, yeah, you look like you were about to say something.
No.
Well,
Coach Cal.
Yeah, Coach Cal. This interview is fascinating because I've always said, and I'm interested to get your take on this. I've always said one of the reasons that Drake is so fascinating to me is because my theory, and I think I'm on the right track with this, is that Drake puts on a persona. People have a go at him because he comes across as fake. And I think that's probably true to a certain extent.
He's a bandwagon. He's a bit of a bandwagon.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about his entire persona. I've literally, I don't know if I've done this with you, but I remember being with a group of people one time and watching 3 different Drake videos of him giving 3 different interviews. One was with like the Breakfast Club or something like that. One was with Ellen, and one was, I don't know, him doing something else. Yeah. And he was 3 different people, 3 different voice cadences, 3 different attitudes. I mean, it was fascinating, but he is an actor. I mean, he comes from an acting background, and he portrays a character in his music, and you get a lot of that character a lot of the time when he's talking and doing interviews and stuff like that. This was not that. This was a very real interview. He talked about some of his background, what scares him, that like he's really afraid of butterflies for some reason.
Okay. I'm
just kidding. That's not true. But he even talked about what his next move is, and he talked about what his future goals are, which I thought was really fascinating. What's your take on this whole idea of Drake having this fake persona? You said the bandwagon thing. He actually addressed that.
He did.
He did address that.
I'll have to listen to the podcast and see what he says.
You will. I thought it was. He's a diplomat. He's very,
Oh, so you think he kind of danced around it a little bit?
No, not at all.
Oh, he gave a like concrete answer.
Well, I mean, he didn't just say this is exactly why I do these things, but he sort of said, because his statement was that Lexington, he's always viewed Lexington as a second home to him. And then he said, I know a lot of people have this thing that I'm like a bandwagon guy, whatever. But then he explained why he says that. John Calipari is somebody that played a really big role in his life. I mean, he's very open about that. The fact that I don't know if he didn't graduate high school, because when he was acting and stuff,
yeah.
But he said that one of his biggest goals was to get his education to a level to where he could, at any point in his life, if he wanted to go to UK, that he could just go to UK.
Yeah.
And Coach Cal was the one that pretty much inspired him to continue on with that.
Interesting.
So you will have to listen to it.
I will.
I'm disappointed you haven't yet.
I definitely will, because I was the one who told you that it existed.
You were. I was.
But I
didn't
listen to it.
I was very excited. I
knew you would be.
We haven't gotten a chance to talk about Drake much on this podcast. That's probably a good thing, because I'm a huge Drake fan.
I know you are.
Fucking huge.
I saw a picture of him right up here on your wall just a second ago. That's next to your Ghostbuster Legos.
It's an illustration. It's not a picture.
Whatever. It is a picture.
Okay, it is a picture. Well, let me just get your take on this so you can have some sort of say so on this news topic. What is your opinion of Drake? Do you even give a shit?
I think you've already asked me this. This is the most basic level question.
No, but you didn't let me finish. Do you care about anything that he's doing next? Or are you one of these people that just sort of lets the waters of Drake wash over you?
No, I'm definitely curious about what he has to say on it. Absolutely. Yeah, I like the idea of...
What if I said his future endeavors, his hopes and dreams, and Ryan Selling's future endeavors and hopes and dreams are very, very, very similar?
He wants to be a filmmaker?
No. Go deeper. Go even deeper. Like, what is the one job, if you could have any job for the rest of your life?
Oh, a talk show host.
That's exactly what he said. He said that he wanted to be a Johnny Carson type of person.
Wow.
That he wants to do away with music and all this stuff. He wants to host his own Tonight Show, essentially.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Where he said, I just want to get dressed up in Tom Ford every night, have a glass of whiskey, and just have my friends on a talk show. Which you've literally almost said verbatim, but minus the whiskey, because that would have been my discussion with Cody.
I have a LaCroix.
Yeah, it's almost verbatim what your dream is.
I would love to see that happen. I would definitely view
a Drake show.
Yes.
Yeah.
If Drake had a show like on HBO or something, how awesome would that be?
It'd be great. Have you seen his SB stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're gonna have to watch it after this.
His where he hosts,
where he hosted and did the sketches.
Oh, great! Yeah,
dude, there is one that he does with Blake Griffin, where it's called Blake and Drake.
And Blake is great at that kind of stuff too.
The video is fucking hilarious. He also did one where he dressed up like Manny Pacquiao, covering the song "Let It Go."
I think I have seen that.
Oh my god, it's so hilarious! And
let's watch that.
Anytime he's on SNL, it's just great. So, I'm looking forward to see what he does next. He's supposed to have this More Life thing that was supposed to come out in December. It just didn't happen. He made it sound like it was an actual full-on mixtape. So be on the lookout for that. Keep your ear to the ground. Looking. Summer 16, or summer 17.